So MKBHD just released the blind smartphone camera test for 2020 and the results were nothing less than shocking. So here I'm going to be explaining how or maybe why the results were like that. This is my reaction. So let's go. To start off, let me show you some DxO mark scores of some of these phones that I'll be showcasing. And so a lot of people say that the performance of a phone's camera doesn't actually depend on the specs, that it just depends on the OS and then the software processing and a lot of things like that. And yes, I would definitely agree with that. But then the specs do actually help a bit. But yes, they do help a bit. But everything is based on software, and the blind smartphone camera test definitely showed that. And I'll be reacting to that. I actually predicted how everything would go, and I was somewhat accurate. Well, somewhat. Okay, so at the first round, I predicted that the iPhone SE would win, the Mate 40 Pro would win over the Poco F2 Pro, the Pixel 5 would win over the Oppo Find X2 Pro, the Zenfone 7 Pro would win over the LG Wing, because that was actually a bit tight because I don't really know much about these brands, but yeah. And then I predicted that the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II would win over the Surface Duo, obviously, and I predicted that the Mi 10 Ultra would win over the OnePlus 8 Pro. And I predicted that the iPhone 12 Pro Max would win over the OnePlus 8C, and then the Note 20 Ultra would win over the Pixel 4a. And let's see how that went. So round one. So the Moto Edge winning, I'm like, okay, 61% okay. And Mate 40 Pro, yeah, of course, yeah, it was going to win. I expected that. The Pixel 5 winning the Oppo Find X2, yeah, wow, yeah, I was expecting it. And then the 7 Pro, I was actually expecting that to win over the LG Wing. Yeah, I expected the Sony Xperia Mark II to win over the Surface Duo, like why compare? And then I expected the Mi 10 Ultra to win over the OnePlus 8 Pro. And now the iPhone 12 Pro Max and OnePlus 8T, like, okay. Okay, why do people still buy iPhone? The iPhone 12 Pro Max was beaten by the OnePlus 8T. Not OnePlus best phone, but then they still beat the iPhone 12 Pro Max. That is Apple's best phone on the market right now. And they just got beat. Ah, that's interesting. I know 20 Ultra winning over the Pixel 4a. Yeah, I expected that. So now we're shocked. We're surprised. The iPhone lost 2 times. The iPhone has never made it past the first round, and this is like really surprising. And a lot of people, especially in Nigeria, are always like iPhone cameras are so amazing. iPhone cameras are the best. And it was you people, the same people that always say the iPhone camera is the best and all that kind of stuff, you were the ones who voted, and your iPhone didn't make the cut. Wow. Now, for round two, I said the iPhone SE was going to make it past round one, and I was wrong. So I expected the Mate 40 Pro to win. I still expect the Mate 40 Pro to win. Then I expect the Pixel 5 to win over the Zenfone 7 Pro, and I expect the Mi 10 Ultra to win to beat the Sony Xperia Mark. And I predicted that the Mi 10 Ultra was going to beat the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II, and I expected the Note 20 to beat the iPhone 12 Pro Max if it made it past that round. But let's see how it goes in the next round. So the Mate 41, yeah, that was expected. That was expected. I wanted that. Now the Asus Zenfone 7 Pro winning over the Pixel 5. I'm like, what? Wait, like, what? How? Why? Google Pixel 5, Asus, and the Mi 10 Ultra win over the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II. I'm like, yes, baby, we flexing. And the Note 20 Ultra winning over the OnePlus 8T, of course, and 5%. What did you expect? What did you expect? Now moving on to round three. So far, the Pixel 5 is the only one that didn't make the cut. So the Zenfone 7 Pro against the Mate 40 Pro, I expected that the Mate 40 Pro would win. I predicted that the Mate 40 Pro would win. And let's see. Let's see how it went. Let's see how it goes. And the Mi 10 versus the Note 20, it was a bit hard, but then I love Xiaomi, so I picked the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra because like yeah they're amazing and everything. Yes, yes. And the Zenfone 7 Pro win, I'm like that was meant to be my champion. Like that is the phone that is supposed to win everything. But then Zenfone beat it. Like Asus beats the Huawei. Like how? How? And then the Mi 10 Ultra versus the Note 20 Ultra, the battle of the Ultras. The Mi 10 Ultra won. Yes. 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 So moving on. It's now the Zenfone 7 Pro versus the Mi 10 Ultra. And of course, you know what I'm going for. I'm going for the Mi 10 Ultra, yes, obviously. And the winner is. So the Asus Zenfone 7 Pro won against the Mi 10 Ultra. That is shocking. That is shocking in it. Now I how now? How far? I still consider the Mi phone as the best. It is the best in my eyes, and I like it like that. Yes. So now to compare the pictures. Okay, now I'm going to compare the pictures and try to explain to you why this one or maybe the other one. So let's get to it. Let's start. Starting with round one, A versus B. As you can see in the A versus B in A versus B, A was properly exposed, but then the picture in B took it a bit too far. And C versus D, HDR. Look at the HDR. C obviously won because of HDR. And then E versus F. The picture F had better white balance, better vibrance, in my opinion. It had like more colors, and the sky and sunset looked better. The sunset out the window looked better in F than in B, than in E, and it actually looks nice. G versus H. H looks better because it has better vibrance and exposure. As you can see in G, the shadow is not exactly exposed properly, and maybe that's why G lost. I versus J. And for I versus J, I would say that I lost because it didn't have enough HDR. Both pictures look almost the same, but then J has better vibrance and it has better HDR. K versus L. In K versus L, I feel like K won because it had a better white balance. As you can see in L, everything looks a bit blue. The black in MKBHD's shirt looks a lot more like blue, so yeah, K won because it had better white balance. And M versus N, N obviously won because of HDR and the picture in M is a bit overexposed. And O versus P, in my opinion, P is a better picture. The picture tag P actually has better HDR and it looks nice. Actually, in my opinion, P is the better picture, but the people voted for O, that's what they like. O. Okay. In round two, A versus C. Everybody picked C because of HDR. In this round two, the reason why people picked pictures C, H, K, and O is because it had better HDR than the other. People basically base it off of how much of the candle they can see. And as you can see in A, F, J, and N, the candle light was just overblown, so they couldn't really see much. So we all picked the other pictures as the better picture because we could see more of the candles. And in the next round, round three, okay, it was a Mate 40 versus Zenfone 7 Pro, and then the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra versus the Note 20 Ultra. In my opinion, I picked H to be the winner and O to be the winner in this round because, okay, I know I love Xiaomi, but then I still feel like the Note 20 Ultra actually did a better job. But overall, I actually like Xiaomi's camera. So the Mate 40 Pro actually doesn't have enough saturation, unlike the Zenfone 7 Pro, which is why I prefer the Zenfone 7 Pro. And the Mi 10 Ultra has a little bit too much vibrance. As you can see in the background, there's the orange stuff. I don't know the name exactly, but that is orange. And then the sky is not exactly as blue as it's supposed to be. And as you can see in the Note 20 Ultra, that orange stuff is actually yellow now. It's yellow, and the red is still the same red, and the skies are a bit bluer. So that's why I picked the image from the Note 20 Ultra to be the better image. And now for round 4, there was no bias in this judgment, but I picked the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra to be the better camera because it had a bit more saturation and it felt truer to the color. Because if you look at, and it had the better white balance. If you look at the Zenfone 7 Pro's picture, the white looks a bit blue. Yes, it looks a bit blue. And the Mi 10 Ultra, it looks a bit blue at a point, but then the orange was still there. So I feel like it's just a shade. But then the Zenfone 7 Pro actually it was too cool, and the orange colors weren't popping from the pumpkins. And in the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra, it actually looked better. That is my judgment about that. So after saying everything, if you go back to the DxOMark scores, you would see that not everything made it through. Not best. The best of the best is the Mate 40 Pro, and the Mate 40 Pro lost in tolerance is the best according to DxOMark, then followed by the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. And as you can see, the Mi 10 Ultra had a score of 133 and made it to the finals. Yes, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max lost in the first round and is the third highest here. So basically, it's not exactly based off of how powerful the specs are or how the image is processed. It basically comes down to who likes the picture and who doesn't like it. So if you are looking to get a phone for the camera or just based on the camera, I would advise that you get the phone because you like this company's style of processing the pictures. If you love HDR, go for a phone that has great amazing HDR. If you love balanced colors, white balance, go for it. If you want a lot of saturation, go for it. But it all comes down to what you want, what you like, the style you like the best. And as for me, I like Xiaomi style. The saturation is always on point, and I love the HDR. Let me know what you think about these phones and the pictures down in the comments. Like this video if you liked it, thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you loved the video, and if you want to see more. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.